do you keep your clients? Like, do you have any like retention strategies other than, the experience of actually talking with you and working with you? So something I do is when I hear about new things, I share it with my clients really quickly. And I do use, so Richard, in my BNI group, I had somebody that's an investment counselor, and he mentioned the section 1202 of the IRS code. And it says that if you have a C Corp and you have your business and you decide you want to sell your business, and let's say year 3, you sell it and you make $10 million, the profit from it, that if you had waited 2 more years to where you held the business for 5 years, there's an exemption of $5 million that you could take off of that, a deduction that would significantly change, what your tax liability would be. And so I honestly didn't really know about that. So I started sharing that with a couple of my clients that are really growing and have mentioned that they're thinking about going into a C Corp for various reasons. So the sooner that they can say mentally, okay, I need to keep this in mind to minimize my tax. So Jamie, you had something you wanted to say, and then Kyla, I'll get to you.
Yeah, I think kind of similar to what you were saying, I always try to keep a running list of additional resources. So, even if it's something I can't help them with. I had a member the other day that I was speaking with, and she's really struggling with her marketing. She's a 22-year-old painting company up in Park City, Utah, and has always functioned on word of mouth. Well, so she's looking to go into the marketing world for the first time. Well, that's a pretty interesting niche marketing agency that she needs to support her because she's got a long business. She doesn't have a lot of money, all of that. So I connected her with a few connections that I have, or, just sending, hey, I saw this and I thought of you. If there's anything associated with their business, this kind of goes back to your tax code thing. It's like, hey, I saw this and I thought of you. I'm not the expert. I just learned about this, but you mentioned, you're considering, transitioning to S Corp. This is going to affect an S Corp down the road. I want to make you aware of it. And then, this is probably something you should talk to your tax professional about before you make any final steps to do. So it's just taking the help that you give beyond yourself. Show benefit to them that does not benefit you.
Right. And then you become what I call a trusted advisor. And that's really what I, tell people that don't understand what a CFO is like, I'm your trusted advisor. So several of my clients will say to me, okay, well, I have this decision I have to make, but I have to put it past my CFO, Ina, first.
And then you become, like you said, you become an important part of their team. You become part of that. Oh, I need this. Oh, Jamie probably knows something about that. So then you become somebody they want to keep around. And then also, work on, providing additional business services beyond what you originally offered them. But if you personally provide personal and unrelated, you just become a valuable resource.
Right. So I was able to, last week, one of my clients that has coffee shops has a friend that has a real estate agency up in Los Angeles. And they've been in the business for a long time and they really want to sell it, but not, for about in a year. And so he reached out to me and said, I don't know if you know anybody, but maybe, if you can think of somebody. And I said, okay. So then I talked to Tristan and I said, well, I think somebody that lives in LA that does business brokerage might be a better fit because of culture. I don't know. I know everybody sees California on TV, but it's in reality, it's very different. So I said, I think that would be beneficial. And so now Tristan's helping them and they're having a conference today and all that. So it's going to be great, and he's got somebody that is in that area that can help them with that whole plan. So that is the benefit of all of this. So Kyla, thanks for your patience. You had something you wanted to share?
Kaya, yes. Okay. So kind of just, I guess, duplicating a little bit of what was already said in terms of how do I keep my clients? Because right now I am still pretty small and I am looking to hire my first team member, admin. And that is definitely one thing that I've been thinking about is, how do I want them to also relate to my customers the same way that I do in terms of each client is unique. Everybody is different. And, still at least treating them all with respect, no matter what's going on. I think in the field of When we're dealing with financial services and people are coming to us, they're automatically having to, rely on us, and, they're really putting aside everything that they might feel about sharing their finances with us. So it's very sensitive. And, you want to make them feel comfortable regardless of telling you what's going on, especially so you're not having questions. So, just making people feel comfortable to share things that are going on with them, while still trying to advise them throughout the entire process of, I'm not perfect. Everybody makes mistakes. We're all humans, but how can we get through what we're going through now to get to where we're trying to go through together, reach your goals together, but not make you feel bad about how you started. And so that is something that I've been thinking about as far as, when I'm trying to build my team, not just bringing anybody aboard just because they have the qualifications, but also how do I feel connected to them, that I would feel that they would connect to my clients in terms of respectfully still communicating while I'm not in communications with them. So that's just something I wanted to throw out there. And then kind of like the collaboration, I do want to be able to offer, more resources and stuff that I'm talking to my clients about that I know things about, but I'm like, but I don't know the full extent, especially like with tax things, like, more tax strategists and other people just to collaborate with that, to get their mindset and to be able to share those things with my clients, or, being able to help other people that are looking for things. Like you said, I know people that are, trying to sell real estate, and I'm like, okay, well, yeah, I do know real estate bookkeeping, but I actually don't, know the ins and outs of the best way for, tax strategies. But let me try and connect you with so-and-so that I've spoken with 2 years ago. But, I want to make sure I'm having people with consistent, connections to where I can be like, oh, well, maybe I have heard this, but again, you can go talk to so-and-so and, further build that connection and relationship with them if you want to work with them. And just being able to connect other people as well, not just what I have to offer, but that collaboration mindset. And thank you.
Client retention. Quarterly meetings are not enough to develop a relationship with the client. You're not top of mind. Monthly meetings makes all the difference in the world. You want to be part of the decision process? Talk to them on a monthly basis. If they're a high-end client and they're paying you for VIP services and more access and whatnot, meet them twice a month, so that you're always so that it's always worth going. I'll think about it and I'll discuss it with Ina, and then I'll make the decision after we've discussed it together, right? So your next meeting is never too far to be able to say that. Meet with your clients on a regular basis, and quarterly is not regular enough.